Welcome back from the break, everyone. Recently, there have been a lot of independent games coming out, so many in fact that we thought we'd compile a top 10 list of indie games. Have a look at the list. If there's any there that you've played before and you think we should have put them higher or lower on the list, jump onto our Facebook page, links right down at the bottom of your screen, and tell us what you think. Stay tuned.
At number 10, entering the third dimension, it's Fez. At number 9, Run and Hide, it's Amnesia, The Dark Descent. At number 8, full of protein, it's Super Meat Boy. At number 7, proving his faith, it's The Binding of Isaac. At number 6, answering calls and slaughtering its way down halls, it's Hotline Miami. At number 5, running on bleak, it's Limbo. At number 4, approaching warp speed, it's Faster Than Light. At number 3, riding a pig, it's Minecraft. At number 2, on the cleanup crew, it's Bastion. And the number 1 indie game is Journey.
So that was top 10 indie games. Don't forget to jump onto our Facebook page and tell us what you think. Ryan, what did you think of top 10 indie games?
I really rallied hard for FTL to be a lot higher on the list. It got, what, 5?
Is that because that's the only one you've played?
But it's a good game. It's a good game. Like, the space combat, the soundtrack is awesome.
Oh, absolutely, I agree.
And it's got that, like, that one more time attitude where, like, you lose, you're like, oh, I'm going to go again to see what happens.
That's kind of how I feel, though, about Hotline Miami. I wish Hotline Miami was higher up on the list, but unfortunately, the men above us, the higher powers that be, said no, it has to be Journey as number 1, even though I've got no idea what Journey is. Have you played Journey?
No.
It was a really good game, apparently.
I know a lot about it, but I've just never got around to it, mainly because I don't have a PS3, so...
Yeah, I have the same problem.
Yeah. But you bought, like, 4 PS3 games that you can't play.
Yeah, I know. I'm a glutton for punishment. I also have a crap load of PlayStation Plus games I downloaded that I can't play.
So now Vince actually has a report of our trip to Akihabara with all the arcade machines and all, like, the retro games, and I actually got to test a Virtual Boy, which was kind of fun. So why don't we go to that now?
If you haven't realized yet that we went to Japan, we went to Japan. We attended the Tokyo Game Show, but on the other days we ventured out into the foreign land in search for thrills and adventure. We were informed of a magical place called Akihabara, where there were 8-story high video game arcades, countless anime shops, an endless amount of electronic shops, the best food in town, and also, hidden somewhere down one of the back streets was a retro gaming mecca. We all decided that this is a must-visit place, so we headed off early in the morning so we could spend all day basking in the atmosphere that is Japan. After a reasonably short train ride, we made it to Akihabara Station and was immediately confronted with anime and arcades only meters down the road. We found endless kinds of merchandise that we never knew existed for games and shows we never even heard of. Not long after, we made our way into the 8-story Sega arcade building across the road, where we played games for hours on end. Each level had its own type of game dedicated to it, and to me it seemed that the higher you went, the more the games became for the pros, so we stuck to the lower levels. I may have gotten too into one or two of the games they had there. "99% of the games that were available we didn't even understand. They just didn't make any logical sense. After feeling defeated by the language barrier, we headed off to the retro gaming mecca, which we later found out was named Super Potato. I was curious to know exactly what kind of potatoes they had available. Turned out that the second you walk into this place, you step back in time about 20 odd years. They had nearly all of the old school gaming consoles as well as the games to go with them. Products range from the original Nintendo, also known as the Famicom, right up to the PlayStation 2s, which made me feel pretty old. On the top level, they had a room dedicated to just playing the games, which was amazing. It started to get dark, so we wandered back to the train station and got the train back. There was an available bus to take us back to our hotel, but we decided to walk, which ended up being a sort of debriefing. Akihabara really opened our eyes to how different life is over in Japan compared to home. If I could speak the language properly, I would definitely consider moving to this place.